Hey guys, Brandon here, and I'm back with another review, this time on Destiny's latest expansion, Rise of Iron. With last year's The Taken King being a stellar addition to Destiny's expansion lineup, Rise of Iron definitely has a standard to meet. Is it worth the $30 price tag, or will you feel buyer's remorse as soon as you make that purchase? Well, let's go ahead and dive right into it. This game opens up with a cutscene that Lord Saladin narrates over. While this is neat, Keith Ferguson's delivery as Lord Saladin seems very one-dimensional.
Lords of Iron, we swore we would do anything to protect the last city.
Being too stoic for the character's own good. Sure, that's what he's always been known for, but the only time you would visit him in-game is during the Iron Banner, and it was just idle banter to make sure things weren't too quiet. The thing is, this cutscene gets explosive quick, narrating and showing the fall of the Iron Lords. What did bug me about this cutscene is that Saladin was fighting what seemed like swarms of tiny insects or organisms, and you never come across that as an enemy type during the whole of the campaign, or at least the main questline. Wonder what's up with that, Bungie? Anyway, so we finally begin the first mission, and Ghost says Saladin wants us to check out a mountain nearby, the Cosmodrome, because the Fallen have been reallocating resources to that part of the area. Naturally, we go in, but we're treated to a small transitional cutscene before anything happens, where Saladin briefs you on a mission. Finally, looks like they're taking notes on what worked in The Taken King. Bravo. Moving forward, the mission isn't all that crazy, just running and gunning, business as usual, but there is one section of this level I did enjoy a lot, and it was the cable car section. I've never seen anything like this in Destiny so far, so it was nice to have this breath of fresh air for the series. While it's not necessarily new in gaming, it was neat to be in this position as a Guardian, as well as feeling somewhat out of control for a little while made me feel a little uneasy. Of course, you eventually have to jump out, but hey, it's the little things that make it a fun experience. The rest of the mission is somewhat bland, however. You push up to the Iron Temple, find Sepix Prime has been resurrected somehow, but you fight him until he runs away and then never see him again. He may be in a strike or like a side quest or something like that, but during the main campaign I have not seen him show up once, and I feel like this reveal was only meant to convey the severity of the new threat called Siva. However, at face value, Siva doesn't seem all that threatening to us as Guardians. If anything, they're just the Flood from the Halo series, except not as aggressive. It's kind of a shame, really. I would have liked some kind of new race or some insight as to what the darkness really entails. I want some answers, Bungie, not a library of grimoire cards to sift through on your website. But I digress. So the next mission has you fighting more of these augmented Fallen, because that's all Siva really does, I guess? I didn't really catch it in that detail, but it feels like a filler mission that really doesn't give us much info other than the Fallen have started mass-producing Siva as an augmentation for their soldiers, but that's really about it. I don't feel like I needed to play an entire mission just to find that out. Just looking at them in the beginning of this very mission gave me the impression that they're harnessing Siva in some fashion. After that's all said and done, we're treated to a new social hub, the Iron Temple. And just like the Reef, it's the exact same thing as the Tower. But now the one big difference here is that there are wolves, apparently, and you can do the Iron Banner stuff here now. Like, actually, you can only do the Iron Banner stuff here. I tried to go over to the Iron Banner area at the Tower, and it was closed off. And it was during Iron Banner 2. It's not too big of a deal, but I'm sure this is a way to get people to visit the Iron Temple more often. Because I feel like whenever the Reef came out, it was cool for about a couple of days, and then everybody just stopped doing it. Because, you know, fuck the Reef. So you go on a mini quest to get acquainted with new NPCs you'll be visiting from time to time. You've got the new Iron Banner girl, a discount Cayde 6, and Mrs. Tyra I'm getting too old for this shit Karn. Now all three of these characters, even though they don't have huge parts, they all have more character than Lord Saladin.
Hey, we spoke on the radio. I'm Shiro 4. I run scouting missions for Cayde in the Vanguard.
I was more excited to hear Shiro 4 be discount Cayde 6 than I was to hear Saladin over the comms. So anyway, the next mission starts off with Shiro telling us to take out some anti-aircraft guns, I guess, but not before Shiro has you scan a dead Vandal nearby. We find out that the Fallen have a sect of their house called Splicers that are dedicated to body augmentation, presumably after watching one too many body horror flicks. We also learn they can't control it. This is why I think it's basically the Flood from Halo.
I thought SIVA was technology, but this, it's like something alive, growing, out of control.
These devil splicers are using SIVA, but they cannot control it. They are like children with a new toy.
So we shot up some Fallen, took out their guns, and the mission ends. It seems like we're kind of reverting back to the old mission structure here, Destiny. Not exactly what I would call an improvement. Back to the Iron Temple, we get another cutscene where our character still doesn't want to talk. It's been 4 expansions, and Bungie doesn't want to give our characters any dialogue to interact with the situation. Still a bit peeved about that, Bungie. The cutscene goes on, and we get a little more exposition behind Lord Saladin's motivations for the story. What I find horrendously cheesy is the sound effects of the battle going off in the background while Saladin tells the story. Instant facepalm every time I hear that shit. And then Saladin decides to show his stupid.
They haven't mastered SIVA yet. This is all still new to them.
Didn't we talk about this not even 10 minutes ago?
These devil splicers are using SIVA, but they cannot control it. They are like children with a new toy.
Saladin, you were the one telling us! This is not new information, please get it together. You're the one leading this op! And just as a side note, I love the look on his face that he has like, oh, this is new. I just realized I just solved the problem. This is what is going on. Look at that fucking face, look at it. Just look at it. And then we go to Mars for some reason. So the point of our Mars venture was to find a weakness in the Fallen's grasp on SIVA, which equates to blowing shit up. So we blow shit up.
What was that?
At this point, Saladin decides to show more stupid.
So when you reach the chamber, you will need to finish what she began.
That won't stop the Fallen from using the SIVA they already have.
There's more than one battle in a war.
Yeah, I'm having second thoughts about going into this replication thingy all on my own. Should have hit up some of the guys. I don't want to die alone. Don't leave me here with this Saladin guy. He's fucking crazy. And so he does it again.
I didn't even know someone with the Traveler's Gift could die. Until they did.
God damn, Saladin, go home. Saladin is about as much fun as Jon Snow at a dinner party.
Winter is coming.
Hey, did you guys like that Game of Thrones humor? Yeah. You like that? I thought it was pretty good. So we managed to get into this whole replication chamber, I guess it's called, and things start to get a little interesting, actually. Ghost scans them and tells us there are still some human DNA in this room. And I'm guessing it's that giant humanoid-looking person that's hanging from the ceiling. There's like 3 of them up there, whatever. You can't miss them. SIVA took over the Iron Lords left over in the chamber after that initial cutscene, and initiates a boss fight, and we get to use that sick-ass axe that was used in the promo material. I think it was using the promo material. I remember somebody swinging something around. It was the same shit that Saladin was swinging around in the beginning of the game, in that cutscene. Same shit. The fight isn't too crazy, it's just hitting melee until you win, but the final part of this level was pretty cool. Shit start exploding, so you bail, and you make it back down that long-ass hallway before the doors close on you, and it explodes with you inside. So you narrowly escape that. So having just barely made it out, the mission just kind of ends. The end mission hub comes up and counts down your time till orbit, just like any other regular mission. And right after that, you're treated to a cutscene one more time with Saladin giving you a badass sword, and then it's over. And then that's it, it's done. There are still some side missions to take on though, some side quests, new strikes, and of course the raid. But as far as the main quest line, that's kind of it. Oh shit. Well, the multiplayer's still shit. It's unbalanced, uninspired, and it's not fun. Shotguns are still broken, and I'm finding more and more players sporting them. Some supers negate other supers, other defensive supers are favored more than offensive supers when they're pitted against each other, and in the end, the Crucible is still as disorganized a mess as when it first launched with vanilla Destiny. Play Counter-Strike instead, it's way better anyway. So while there are plenty of things to do in Rise of Iron, I felt like it fell short of the standard that was set by the Taken King. The more interesting characters were mostly put on the sidelines, while the spotlight was shown down on the blandest character. The mission structure was boring and predictable, save for the cable car section in the first mission, and as a whole felt rushed. Do I regret buying this? Yes. Yes, I do. It was fun for all of 30 minutes, and now I'm back to playing Overwatch and CSGO. Seriously, just pick up CSGO, it's like $15. It's a lot better than this pile of shit. So in conclusion, I did not enjoy Rise of Iron as much as I would have liked to, and I seriously hope whatever they cook up next is on par or exceeds that of the Taken King. Hell, if they do Destiny 2 right, then I'm all for diving back into Destiny 100%. But we'll just have to wait and see. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. If you want more reviews from yours truly, make sure you like and comment on this video, as well as subscribe so you don't miss a beat when a new video drops. I'm Brandon from Bracket Studio, and thanks for watching. Of course you eventually have to jump out, but hey, it's the little things that make it fun. Goddamn.